is Larry Hernandez, and welcome to Everything Recruiting. Going to make a series of short but hopefully valuable videos to sourcers and recruiters and anyone who cares to learn about such things. So I'm actually working on a blog post here on the Recruiter DNA site, and it's focused on sourcing and recruiting for big data. But there's a little part of it here that goes over how to build your strings. And this is a hot topic with me because after spending a few weeks at a couple of different conferences, it seems that there's not one way that all sourcers put together their strings. And I think there might be some room to mess up if you don't have a system or methodology to build these strings. So what I want to do is use big data as an example. So if you've never worked with big data and you get this position, you might get overwhelmed. And if we look at job descriptions, it's going to have some keywords, or you've had a talk with your hiring team and you're going to have some keywords, but it can be a trap to kind of mix the words you have. And let me show you what I mean. I use one of these new fandangled tools with artificial intelligence that helps you build the search. And I just put in the word Hadoop engineer and it spit out this. And all of these are good words when you're looking for big data engineers. But the problem I have is if you kind of dig deep, and I just took the first sentence out here, and it says, okay, so this is the entire string. I broke it down, so we'll just get the first sentence or the first section of that string, right? Which is the first instructions that you're giving the database, LinkedIn, or anything else you're searching. You're telling it, here it is right here. You're telling it that you can give me the word Hive, HBase, Apache Pig, or Apache Spark. In other words, just return one of these results, okay? That's all it is. So in essence, you're telling the ATS or the search engine, these are all the same to me, okay? So just find me any one of them, because any one of them will do. And then we put an and statement, right? An and, and sometimes you can just leave this blank, and then the new line of parentheses will tell it, okay, one of these and just one of these, and you start stacking them. So the second line is give me map reduce. And the issue is if you put all these in basically into LinkedIn or wherever it is you're searching, you're going to get some candidates. The problem is this is not a smart way of structuring this search. It's got different categories, if you will, of the Hadoop ecosystem side by side. And so if you look at this map here, this grid, I like searching by things and looking for these big graphs, usually by vendors, that explains how the entire system works. That way you can look at maybe the how your data is getting used. You can look at the database, right? Sometimes you'll have a front end, a middle, and a back end. You'll hear people say, "Oh, I need JavaScript on the front end. We use a NoSQL or Mongo database." And you get these, and if you don't know any better, you're just going to put them side by side. The problem is you're limiting your search. So what you want to do is take this example, and you don't even have to know about this, but you'll know that someone smarter than us has already put these into different layers or classifications. So when your manager says, I want someone with Click, Helix, someone with Falcon, and so you're only going to get some of these words, but hopefully you're going to say, well, can they have something similar to that? In other words, they might not just have one of these data visualization tools, but any of these will probably be okay. So by putting all of these in one search string, right, like we did this big or statement here. Let me go up here to this. I did some of this from my blog post. So I started breaking it down, right? I show you this, and then I say, okay, let's take each one of these categories and let's make it its own line. So here's data visualization, right? That's that top line. All I did was simply put this word, this word, this word, this word, and I just put an or in front of it. Okay, so I just put all these. If it's multiple words, you want to put quotes in there. And there it is. And then you go on to the second step, right? System development. So I took these in green. You know what I'm going to do on my blog? I'm going to make these color coded. I'll put this in green. And so you're telling it, you know, and you're going by each layer in a logical manner. That way you're giving yourself the biggest chance of finding someone that has one or more of these and one or more of these. And what you start getting is a complete person that has a complete, the whole cycle or the whole stack, instead of just picking out the most popular ones. And then you're like, well, your manager's like, yeah, but they don't have any of the backend database. And you're like, well, it had some of the words. Yeah, but you didn't build the string to capture the entire stack. So I hope that makes sense. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks.